For those of you who might not know already, Edifier has been proving themselves time and time again, when it comes to audio department, especially here in Malaysia. Wireless headphones, speakers, earphones, well, everything that they come up with. Now in front of us, we have two different bookshelf speakers. On my right hand side, we have the older Edifier R1700BTs, and on my left hand side, we have the newer Edifier MS50A. And for today's video, kita akan compare these two speakers side by side with one another and see if the R1700BTs is still relevant in the year 2022, or do you actually need an update?
Shopee review, we check for you.
Okay, from this point, you guys probably already know what we're about to do with this blindfold right here. So we're gonna go ahead and do a blind test and see if I can actually point out which speaker is producing the sound. Let's go. Ooh. Feel the vibration too. Okay, what about we try the other one and see if I actually can see the difference. Okay, I see the difference now. Which one is which, right? My honest answer is the first one would be this two right here, just because of the loud, bit more raw sound to it. And this one is the second one. The MS50A is the second one. I do believe it does have a little bit more clarity and detail in there, but somehow it sounds a lot sweeter to the ears than this is just like full blast music, which I kind of like too. Okay, now let's get into design and build, starting off with the weight. Okay, they're a bit more on the heavier side lah, I'll be honest with you. But then again, kalau the device is heavier, the more stable it is, right? Okay, if you guys are wondering if this is actual wood, this is what they call the medium density fiber board. From the side, you guys will see dia ada macam angle sikit, right? So if you guys are using this for your laptop, your PC and all that, it does give a little bit more of an angle or a different look to your setup. You can actually remove these, and I'll be honest with you, it is one of the most satisfying feeling of removing a mesh as well, because it doesn't have that plasticky feel to it, everything's just feel premium, and you get this Edifier branding here still, even on the mesh itself. So you can keep that aesthetic if you're into a vintage look. My favorite part of this speaker right here is the fact that they managed to keep the physical knob, right? A lot of speakers these days have transitioned into software knobs, using voice assistant and all of that touch control. But here we are with an actual physical knob that allows you to change the treble, change the bass according to your liking, the volume, and let me share with you guys a satisfying sound as well. Are you guys ready? So, you guys might be wondering kan, tertanya-tanya, Bryler, berapa harga speaker ni? Well, the retail price stands at RM739, tapi my advice to you guys is korang kena rajin-rajin check dekat Shopee sebab kadang-kadang ada promo, ada discount, so you go ahead and do that as well, okay? Now, another thing about this R1700BTs is that it comes with actual physical pin, so it's not completely wireless. So you get all this RCA pin connector right here, and you also get a 3.5mm jack. This allows you to connect it with multiple things. To the R1700BTs, starting off with the cons. So, masa aku tengah install ni in my setup, while I was trying to game and all that, I took the time to set it up, but I only had issues with one thing. We have a lot of cables. We have a long connector cable, and we also have a power cable right here. But what makes me really consider this speaker despite having a lot of cables is the fact that the quality that you'll be getting from this speaker. The sound quality is really good for music, it's really good for movies, And on top of that, you're not only required to connect it through wires, you also have Bluetooth here, right? An updated Bluetooth, and it's also equipped with Qualcomm aptX, so latency is not an issue. With the price that you're getting it, I do believe the only thing you need to spend more next is time to learn how to manage your cables. Okay, so apa kata kita check the MS50A pula. The kayu here is pretty much the same, which is the MDF board. Same as the R1700BTs as well. Tapi kalau korang tengok ke atas ni, dia tak ada angle macam the R1700BTs tadi. It's just flat right here, right? And one thing yang aku betul-betul suka pasal this MS50A is the fact that it only has one pin, which is for the power cable, because mainly it's connecting through Bluetooth and all of that, right? So korang cucuk power cable on, do all the connections by yourself. So if you guys are wondering if this mesh is removable, yes it is. If you guys are wondering kalau dia ada physical button ke apa semua, the only physical button that they managed to keep is the power button right here. Yang ni semua is all touch control. So if I were to be honest, if we're talking about design and build over here, I personally think minimalism is the name of the game for this speaker right here. Korang mesti tertanya-tanya kan, Bryler, yang ni pula berapa harga dia? This one will cost you 849 ringgit per speaker. Alright? You guys might want to check it out. Now let's get into why you should consider getting the MS50A. Starting off with the cons first. Dia punya latency is a little bit obvious to my eyes. I've been using a lot of Bluetooth devices before and I have no problems with latency, but then again, this one can get pretty obvious. For example, kan kalau korang tengah tengok movie and orang dah tumbuk, few seconds later baru But other than that, I think this is an overall a really great speaker. Dia punya sound quality, I really like it. And on top of that, you are able to connect it to Wi-Fi, which allows you to use Spotify and Apple AirPlay. The reason why I think this is also a great speaker is due to the fact that it's very minimalistic. It has a small footprint, it has one pin only for the power cable, right? And that's it. Now, due to the lack of cables, right? The best thing about this speaker is you can connect to multiple speakers simultaneously, wirelessly. Now that I kind of dig, because sometimes you would want to have friends coming over and play really loud music, but one speaker just won't make it. I did encounter a little bit of issue though when I was trying to connect it to the Wi-Fi, but do bear in mind it's not a mistake from the app or the device itself. Just be sure that your Wi-Fi is stable and strong enough lah. Kalau tak, the connection will be a little bit harder to pair it with one another. Kalau Wi-Fi goyang, the speaker pun goyang. So, okay, some of you might be wondering, how am I supposed to connect two different MS50A speakers with one another? I'm gonna go through the guide with you guys in this video as well. Be sure to download the Edifier Home app on your device, on your phone. Once you have done that, just simply switch on the speaker and you will see this white light shining. This white light means that your speaker is trying to look for Wi-Fi connection. If you want to have a seamless connection, just be sure that you have a stable Wi-Fi connection. Once you have done that, long press on these three dots right here until it says
Now in setup mode. Follow the instructions in your device's companion app.
Go to the app and then you add your device. Once you have added your device,
Connect it to Wi-Fi.
there you go. All you have to do is repeat the same process for the other speaker. Once you have completed setting up for both speakers right here, go back to the Home app and be sure to set it as stereo pairs. These two speakers right now are connected, and if you want to connect it through Bluetooth, all you have to do is click on this three dots until it shines this blue light. Your Bluetooth is successfully connected, and now while we're at it, let me just enjoy some good music because I just set up one of the easiest setup I've ever done. Nice. There we go. First experience of listening to it side by side really thoroughly is I'm hearing a lot more bass coming in from the MS50A, right? It does cause the table to shake a little bit. I kind of dig it too. So it's really up to what you're looking for. Okay, the time has finally come for us to settle down the questions. Is the R1700BTs still relevant in the year 2022? Bagi aku, absolutely yes, because it's such a monster. If I were to be honest, I definitely see these two speakers catered for different market. If you're the kind of person yang cari speaker just for the purpose of listening to music, I'll definitely recommend the MS50A. Why? Mainly because of the latency, right? So bear in mind when you're connecting to a single speaker setup, the latency is not so obvious. But if you're planning to get two speakers for yourself, the latency can get pretty obvious, especially if you connect it to one another. If you're looking for a speaker that is good for music, that is good for movie streaming, that is also good for gaming or even professional work like audio engineering and all that, I'll definitely recommend this to you. Which one do you think you should get? Let me know on the comment section down below. Okay? Ngam tak ngam? So, itu saja review aku on the Edifier R1700BTs dan juga the Edifier MS50A. Jangan lupa check our previous videos on our YouTube channel. And also, paling penting sekali guys, jangan lupa tekan like, share, and also subscribe. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our future videos. Okay? And I'll see you next time.